Hello, otherworldlies. This is Juliana Angel, your Dark Mass Diva. How's everyone doing? Here we are rolling into September, having a great time. I know everyone's just tired of this summer heat, but it's going to be over in a few weeks, and I know everyone's ready for it, right? You couldn't keep me inside, though, today. I was outside at the park just having a good time. So I wanted to talk to you guys about, we're going to do some, BOZO prevention, right? BOZO prevention. I'm going to talk about being a target for BOZOs, okay? This is the number one thing that makes you a target for BOZOs and makes you a walking target for BOZOs, all right? This is the number one thing that makes you the target, being a walking target. And I mean literally making you a walking target is that you're walking. You're thinking, what? That I'm walking? Yes. Well, the thing that makes you a target for BOZOs is just the fact that you exist. Okay? And that you're female. Unless, of course, it's a gay bozo that you're male, right? But we're talking about being a female and that the bozo's after you, okay? So, all you really have to do is be a female and the bozo is attracted to you. But the main thing is the bozo is targeting a woman who is walking. And you're like, what? That is just insane. Bozos are attracted to women who are walking. Yes, they will go after a woman who is walking. And you're wondering, what is the psychology behind that? And what is that all about? Well, here's the thing. Women who are walking are easy to approach. Because generally, women who are walking, the thing about women who are walking is, I'm going to talk about me walking. The thing is, when I was younger, I used to like to walk because, saves on gas money, right? When I was younger, I used to walk, and that's how I used to keep my weight down. Okay, I used to walk everywhere. I used to walk to school. I used to walk to work. Of course, you would have to catch the bus. You would have to catch trains. You would have to do things. But then what would you do? You would walk to those things, right? So you'd walk to the bus stop, walk to the train station, walk there, and I would walk to work. I would usually have a place where, work was very close by. So I would be walking to this location. Well, you're walking and sometimes alone, right? I'm one of those people that I have solitary goals. A lot of people do not share my vision or my goals. So oftentimes I was doing these things by myself. And I'm one of those people where I'm very, single-minded. Like, I don't care if other people do not share my vision. I do it by myself if I have to. So it doesn't matter if other people are not on board with whatever I'm doing. I will do it by myself. So sometimes I'm alone doing these things. So what does that mean? I'm walking alone. Enter the bozo. The bozo walks up. He sees me. I'm this attractive woman and I'm walking, right? The bozo's walking. Now, let me tell you why the bozo's walking. He's not walking for the same reason that you are, okay? He's walking because he can't afford a car. Okay? Let me give you the profile of the bozo. Now, we're not going to talk about these quote-unquote high-value bozos that have shows, that you see them on YouTube, that you these bozos that that they have money and they think they're entitled to attractive women and these kind of things. These are a different type of bozos. Okay, these are bozos that have a lot of time on their hands. All right, they are chronically underemployed. All right, they are enabled. Okay, these bozos probably live at home with their parents or just their mother. It's usually their mother. Their mother's usually the head of household. Or they have a dominant mother where their father usually doesn't say a word. And their mother's usually wearing the pants, or, I'm sorry to use that expression if you guys don't like it, but their mother is, the dominant one in the household. And, she's the breadwinner and that sort of thing. So the mother is usually handling the finances and that sort of thing. So, and there's usually a word never comes out of the father's mouth. The mother is really, handling the business. So there's, and the mother is enabling the bozo. And, maybe all the kids live at home and they're all adults and that sort of thing. And the mother is still taking care of everybody. So, or the bozo is an adult and he's still being taken care of by other people, even though he's a grown adult. So, but he's still living his life like a child. So here's this bozo who does not have to pull his own weight. He doesn't really have to do anything but go around and be a screw up. And so it's not like if he gets a ride anywhere, it's not like he ever has to pitch in gas money or anything like that. Here's this bozo who's just walking around town all the time. So he's walking around town, and here you are walking to work, walking to school, walking here and there, and you are looking very nice. You're looking very fit. Why? Because you walk, right? You walk and you look really great. So you're walking around and you're very fit and looking very nice, but you have a life. You're walking to school, you're walking to work, you're walking to wherever you're walking. And so the bozo, this is what the bozo does. The bozo walks up to you and talks to you and makes conversation with you. What he's doing is he's creating a distraction. You're not thinking about it because you have somebody who's keeping you company. Why? Because you have a singular goal. You don't have anyone with you sharing your goal and keeping you company. So you're not thinking about this person who's walking with you and talking to you. And he's like, well, let me walk you to school. Let me walk you to work. You know what, it's getting dark, let me walk you home. I feel bad, this isn't safe. Let me walk you here, let me walk you there. To you, it just seems like this guy is being a gentleman. He seems like he's being polite. He seems like he's being nice. But see, you know what he's really doing is he's making sure he's being seen with you, so he's looking like your boyfriend. Right? What he's doing is he's appearing as a boyfriend to keep other men away from you. Other real men, okay? Real men who perhaps, could buy you a car, all right? Men who could actually do something for you. Men who could be husbands, okay? When I talk about real men, I'm talking about men who are intelligent, who could keep you company and actually improve your life. These bozos are really just... they might, be kind of funny, or they might be kind of entertaining, or they might just be kind of, they're a distraction. You know what I mean? They might be kind of okay to hang around, or you might be just kind of like, this guy's kind of funny, or whatever. But you're mostly just kind of bored, and you can kind of use the company. But what the bozo's doing is he's kind of hanging around you. And he's kind of your, you kind of think he's kind of your friend, but what he's really doing is he's kind of in your way. He's distracting you, and he's hanging around you too much to the point where you don't really mean him to, but he becomes your boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? And what he's doing is he's filling up so much of your time that suddenly... before you know it, he does become your boyfriend, and that's not really what you meant to happen. Do you see what he's doing here? And it's all because he keeps walking you everywhere. You see what the bozo does? He's walking you everywhere, and it's because you're a lady who walks. But his whole thing is, let me walk you here, let me walk you there. And he's just coming off like he's a gentleman, like he's a fun guy to hang out with, like he's just this cool dude. And he seems like this cool dude. But what he is he just has all this extra energy to walk because he's probably using stimulants. I don't mean coffee and tea and stuff like that. He probably smokes a lot of cigarettes, and he probably does speed and stuff like that. But you don't know this because you've never seen him not doing speed. So to you, that's his normal. You don't realize what he's doing. He just seems like a very funny, upbeat, witty conversationalist. You don't realize that he's really just this loser who lives with his parents, and he's an addict. You see what I'm saying? You don't really realize what big of a bozo he is. He just seems like this guy that's just always hanging around. And you're just kind of like, wow, well, what are you really doing with your life? And pretty soon, he just kind of becomes your boyfriend, and you realize, wow, this guy is I really just need to get rid of this guy. And by the time you realize you need to get rid of him, you realize you can't. And he's this bozo, and you want to get rid of the bozo. But it all started because he just kept walking you everywhere. And that's all the bozo can really do, you guys. All he can do is walk you everywhere. And the bozo's walking you here, and he's walking you there. And he's not just walking you everywhere. All the bozo does is hover. He's hovering everywhere, and he's hovering around, and he can't pay for anything. Everywhere you go, I mean, and I hope you're not smart. I hope you're smart enough not to pay for anything for him. You're not, right? I mean, I had bozos always walking me everywhere, and I would never pay for anything for them, like, ever. I mean, I was always just kind of like, what's wrong with this, this schmuck, like, I would never pay for anything for bozos or anything. I was just kind of like, this is so embarrassing, they can't ever, buy me anything. And, and I would realize I needed to get rid of them and stuff like that. I noticed when they couldn't do that. And I'm just kind of like, do you ever, like, have a job or anything, bro? Like, this dude's a bozo. It's like, I'm really sick of this guy walking me everywhere anyway. I really need him to give me some, like, space, bro, just give me some space. And like, when you start telling people you need some space from them, you're telling them to go the F away. If anyone tells you they need some space from you, they're telling you to go away. So, yeah, and you need to take heed when somebody tells you something like that. If anyone ever tells you they need space from you, they want you to go away. That's what that means. Seriously, that means that you are smothering that person and you're in their face and they don't like you. That's what give me space means. And the bozo is always hovering. The reason they're always hovering around is because they don't want you to find a real boyfriend. They want to hover around you to keep you from finding a real boyfriend because they know you deserve a real boyfriend. They know you deserve someone who can actually provide for you, who can actually, probably buy you like a car or, get you an Uber account or a Lyft account or get you like an all-year train pass or something to where you are not constantly walking, because the weather is not always nice around here or wherever you're from, right? I mean, I live in California, so the weather is almost always nice. I mean, I can almost always walk when I want to, right? I mean, I don't work outside the house anymore unless I want to. So, obviously, I've plumped up a lot. You can tell I don't walk all the time anymore. I'm not outside that much anymore, especially since the pandemic hit. I'm inside like almost all the time now. So, I'm not outside walking a lot. I'm seeing bozos outside, but I'm seeing them bothering other people. And guess what? Those girls are walking. The one I saw today, she was walking. And the bozo was after her. And I'm like, yep. She's walking and the bozo's after her. And whenever I see bozos bothering some poor young lady, she's walking. Every single time. There's never every once in a while there's, like a pretty barista or, like a pretty lady doing something else. But, it's usually a young lady or, an attractive older lady or something, and she's walking and there's a bozo. But there's usually some element of she's walking. And the bozos will do that, and they always need to walk you somewhere. And the thing is, you're safer without the bozo walking you. Because now because the bozo cannot really, he's not really capable of protecting you from any real danger. Because I'm telling you, the bozo is not physically healthy. He can't really fight off any real attacker. He's not he's not intimidating. Because the bozos, they look like they need they look like they need more protein in their diet. They look like they need to hit the gym. I mean, they look like they eat paint chips or something. They look like they huff paint for 3 meals a day. You know what I'm saying? You can look at them and tell that, that they have an unhealthy lifestyle. And it's like, you're not really paying attention at first because they're just kind of distracting you. You know what I mean? Because, I'm telling you, when you're the kind of lady that walks and you're focused on your career and you're focused on doing things, you might be a little bit of like a lonely person because you're not so focused on socializing. You're more focused on yourself and getting from point A to point B and doing what you need to do in life to get ahead. So you don't really have like a big social circle. And I'm talking about myself here, and that's why I was attracting all these bozos, and they needed to walk me everywhere, and oh, I need to protect you and walk you everywhere and keep me company. And people would tease me about bozos, like, is that your bodyguard and stuff like that, because they would tell me that I was a star and I needed a bodyguard, and they would tease me and say the bozos were my bodyguards and stuff like that. And and they were just kind of like, taking the piss and everything and saying they were my bodyguards, because obviously the bozos weren't, they weren't any kind of protection whatsoever, and it was like a joke, obviously, right? Like, you famous yet? You need a bodyguard? Is that your bodyguard? That kind of thing. And it was just kind of like, because they knew that I wasn't truly interested in the bozos, and they knew the bozos were trying to take themselves seriously and nobody else really was, so it was like a big old joke. And people, because the bozos are just constantly hovering. They're just constantly hovering over you, where you just kind of like, you're really just like one step away from trying to get rid of them, because they're just like, they're always in your personal space, and you just almost want to have a panic attack, because they're just constantly just hovering around you, and they're a pest, you know what I mean? You just want them to give you some space, and they won't, because they don't want any other guys near you. They're not protecting you from anything but a better life. And they always need to walk you everywhere. And the thing is, what they really want to do is they want to see where you're going and what you're doing. They want to see where you live, they want to see where you work, they want to see where you go to school, and they want to see what other guys you're talking to. Because they want to keep you from doing all these things. They want to keep you from a real future, so they can just get in your way. They're not, they don't have any really good intentions, but to just ruin your life the same way they're ruining their own life. And they're really, they really just come to destroy you, is what it is. And I mean, because they're losers. They can't do anything good for themselves or anyone else. And it's because they're the kind of people that they live with these families where they're just, their relatives are enabling them. And if you go to their relative's house, everybody there loves you, because they can tell that you are a grade A winner, and they're just kind of like, wow, I think that girl's going to save our son, because of course they know you're going to be the breadwinner in the family, and they know you're going to carry him, or they think that, right? And they're just like, wow, she's smart, she's pretty, she's got it going on, she's this, she's that, of course he's latching onto her, right? They think you're it, right? Well, so as soon as you lose the bozo, they're on the phone to you, calling you a this, calling you a that, and cussing you out and saying all this stuff to you. Of course, it's not true, because they're mad that you dumped their bozo. They're mad because they think that you're his meal ticket, and you just kicked him to the curb where he belongs. And of course you're smart. You don't want to have anything to do with him. And they're like, darn it, now he's our responsibility again, darn it, and he's a loser. What they should do is they should be kicking themselves, like, son, I guess you're going to have to follow another girl around and smother her for a while, until she realizes what you're doing to her. Better try again. But that's what they do, though. They follow you, they see a girl, and they walk. And what they do is, like I've said in my other videos, bozos always cause a scene. They always want to embarrass you. And the thing about bozos is, if you give bozos enough rope, they will hang themselves, and they will cause a scene, and they will do something stupid. So you will have due cause to break up with them and stuff. I mean, they'll say something stupid, like they'll they'll comment about, another girl's ass or something in front of you, or they'll fail to do something, they'll do something inappropriate, or I mean, you already have cause to break up with them, but I mean, they'll do something that's just heinous enough to where you'll be able to say, yeah, that we need to break up because of this, that, and the other. I mean, I've had a bozo in my life where I had to involve the police because he just wouldn't go away. I mean, I just kept trying to get rid of him, and he just kept coming back. And the reason why they keep coming back is they have no life. They have so much time on their hands because they don't keep jobs. They don't do anything with their lives except bother you and do drugs. Because their families require nothing of them. You know how, like, when you live at home, your mom and dad have chores for you to do, and they have you, if you're grown, you pay rent at home, and you have chores, and if you're older, you watch your brothers and sisters, and you have all these things you need to do. Okay, not the bozos. The bozos' parents don't have any requirements of them except that they keep breathing. But they let them do drugs in the house. They let them mess the whole house up. They let them do whatever, and they're like, "Oh, my little baby, oh," and they just let the bozo keep screwing up as long as the bozo keeps existing. And they encourage the bozo to go out and just be stupid. And completely keep being a bigger loser every year. It's like, do you need a ride to go see your parole officer? I'll give you a ride. I don't want you to get in trouble on the way over. That's the bozo's parents. Or the bozo's mom. The bozo's dad probably has nothing to say to him. Because the bozo's mom probably doesn't let the bozo's dad say a word. That's the kind of household we're talking about here, okay? If the bozo's dad is even around. And it's probably not even the bozo's real dad. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. That's kind of the bozo's household. So that I'm just giving you a personality profile of a bozo house. So that's but bozos will see you walking around. So when you're walking, don't let people walk you anywhere. Don't ever be afraid to walk and say, no, I really don't want you to walk with me. Don't be afraid to put your earbuds in. Don't be afraid to be busy and just tell people, I don't want you walking with me. And don't ever act lonely, or don't ever be bored and decide you want someone to talk to. Pretend you're talking to somebody else. Don't ever need to talk to people. Don't ever like decide to make friends and stuff like that en route to this place and that place. Don't ever like chat with people. Because that's how they get you, or they decide, or don't ever think it's nice that they need to walk you from here to there, because that's how they find things out about you. Or don't be nice to them at all, because even if you're not nice to them, they're still trying to follow you. So there have been times where even I'm mean to them and they're still trying to follow me from here to there. So I'll take a route to somewhere that I don't usually go, and then I'll just kind of stay like at a cafe or somewhere, and I'll say like, hey, that guy's following me or whatever, and I'll point the bozo out, and then I'll have someone go and do something to the bozo. So because there have been plenty of situations where bozos try to follow me home. And it happens now, and I'm older. They're still trying to do it to me. It just now, like within recent. So it's like it's been happening to me my entire life. So you think it's gonna stop when you get old? It doesn't, bro. It like never stops. So if you're a female and you walk, the bozos are always going to do it. And I don't know if subconsciously that's made me stop walking around as much, but you need to not worry about living your life because of bozos. Just know if you walk, the bozos want to walk you. They have nothing going on in their life, and that's how they get you. They want to walk you everywhere. Oh no, I need to walk you home. You need to say, no, I really don't want you to. I insist that you don't, and I'm getting mad because you keep trying to walk me. And you need to be mean to them and say no, and you need to go sit somewhere and go, I'm not going to move until I see you far away. And you need to run them off, and you need to let them know you don't like them. Just to the point where, because I've had store employees say, I'm getting off work, let me walk you home, because they want to know where I live. Store employees in the neighborhood. Real talk. Yes. So, yeah. And I'm just like, no, because you're trying to bozo me. I know exactly what you're trying to do. You're not trying to be nice. You're trying to bozo me, and I'm not falling for it. Because people have been trying to bozo me my whole life. You're trying to bozo me, and it's like people, who know sensational's out of town, and they're trying to bozo me, and I'm just like, no, absolutely not. Because I don't let people come over here. No. And I don't let people know where I live. So, and I don't let people walk me here and there. And when I'm walking, people try to walk with me and talk to me, and I'll be like, what do you think you're doing? Oh, well, I go, no, you're just what? I go, do you mind? And they'll be like, and I'm just like, it's okay not to be friendly. There'll be times where people are just cool and they're like, I like your outfit, or I like you dress cool, or I like you this or that, or I like your pink hair, or whatever. Those people are cool. Some people just want to say something nice to you and keep pushing. Or some people are just nice, or some people are just cool. Those aren't the bozos. The bozos are the people who are trying to walk you everywhere. Those are the people, don't let people walk with you. Those are the people who are trying to get you, okay? Do not let people walk with you anymore. Don't let people keep you company, and don't let people walk you. If you see a person, like, you're a lady and you see some other cool chick you want to be friends with, that's fine, okay? It's okay to make other friends. I'm talking about random, stray bozos. Guys who, oh, it's not safe. I need to walk you here and there. Oh, I feel like I'm not being a gentleman. No, I really don't want you walking me home. I'm fine. You need to tell them, because they're trying to bozo you. So, if a guy was really a gentleman, you know what he'd do? He'd send you home in a cab or something. That's what he'd really do. Okay, but the bozo wants to walk you home because he's following you home. That's what he's really doing. So that's the whole deal with the bozos. And what they do is, your whole bozo experience is them walking you everywhere and hovering over you so they can just keep you away from other people. And they keep you in this bubble of where they just smother you, and they keep other people away from you, and they won't leave you alone. So that's just pretty much what they do. So you're a walking target. You're a walking target every time you walk. So I'm not saying don't walk. I'm just saying you need to walk defensively, and bozos are always going to try to walk you everywhere. And once you have them in your life, they're going to show up at your door every day, and they're going to always want to walk you everywhere, okay? And it's you're going to have to develop a thick skin, and you're going to have to realize you're going to need to be you're going to have to be a mean person, and that's going to have to be you. You're going to have to decide to tell people not to walk with you. And I even have to like, I'll be, say, at the craft fair, right? You know how, like, I go to Fremont Park, right? Okay, that's not too far from my house. So I'll be at Fremont Park, and I'll have other women bother me and ask me about, do you know if there's a store open around here? And they'll try to walk with me, and I'll tell them, stop walking with me. Because I know they want something. So I'll just tell them, you need to stop walking with me. And that's something that happened because I've learned to tell BOZOS to stop walking with me. And I know they're trying to ask me for money, or they want drugs, or they want something. And I know they want something. And they're bothering me. So I just assertively tell them, you need to stop walking with me. And then I make that scary face at them, and they still kind of try to bother me after that. So I know they're up to something. But yeah, I've just had to learn to just assertively tell people, in so many words, just to F off. And that's what you need to learn to do, because that's what happens when you're walking. Okay? So it comes in handy with other people as well. All right, otherworldlies. So do not be a walking target for BOZOS. All right? Okay, everyone. We'll see you next time. Love you all. Bye-bye.